Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're starting a new build today, and I'm gonna have to go back and scroll through my deal, so I'm looking at my phone here to give you the right information. We're back working on the Cat, and if you wanted to see what this Cat looked like before I took it apart, it's in the Alexander Reynolds Arco Minibike Restore Part 3. I kind of did a little walkthrough, told you how I got the bike. My good buddy Tommy Senior, been racing with for years, gave me this Cat for my 50th birthday. And so if you wanted to see what it looked like before I tore it all apart, I did another video on the engine, getting it ripped apart. So we're gonna get started on today. We're gonna have this cold IBC root beer first. I already drank 15 gallons of water today, so I'm gonna have a cream soda. And then we're gonna take a look at this thing. Gotta pimp out my new koozie from Harley. Thanks, brother. I already drank enough water. I need to have something a little sweet in it. Okay, enough rambling. So like I said, we're back on the Cat mini bike. This is the Cat Duster MX. Finally got all the stuff back from the chromer, I do believe. So anyway, I'm gonna spin you around. We're gonna take a look at the frame first. Now the wife picked out a Spanish gold color. I left it up to her because it looked like it was a red color. Then it kind of faded into a goldish color, I guess from the sun. I don't know. So I was like, hey, here you go, woman, pick me out a color. This is what she come up with. And with this lighting in here, it doesn't look too bad, but when you get it out in the sun, man, does it pop. So anyway, and on this table over here, we got all the stuff. Some of the stuff I already powder coated, the sprockets and the wheels. Yeah, who powder coats a clutch? I do. Got some new shocks, got some Go Power Sports shocks we're going to put on the back. All this stuff that's all wrapped up is all the chrome. I just want to, whenever they do it down there, that's how you get your stuff back. They get it all, they wrap it up for you so nothing gets scratched. Here's all the springs for the front suspension and the spring pockets on the stars. I still got a little cleanup to do on the brake assembly. There's your chrome lowers. Got a new set of tires from Go Power Sports. I like using these old tires. They kind of got the old vintage tread pattern, and these are a 410 350 by 6. And I got some tubes laying around here somewhere. Oh, where's my tubes? There's the tubes. So this is the plan for today. I'm fixing to turn both the fans on because it's extremely hot. But the plan today is try and get this thing in much as a roller as I can. The engine's already done. I got it sitting in my living room, showroom, whatever you want to call it. So engine part's done. So I'm going to try and get this thing in a roller today. And I'm really anxious to get this thing done and out in the sun because we got another Cat right there in line. So I'm going to get at it, see if I can at least get tires, wheels, all that good stuff mounted up, and see how far we can get. Alrighty, got the tires and wheels mounted up. Already got my bearings in the front wheel. I even went and put I don't know if you can zoom in on it. I decided to make a little flash and put some chrome acorn nuts on it. I had to make studs for these so I could use, turn it over, I could run acorn nuts on the inside as well. So I just made some little quarter 20 studs so I can put them on both sides. Yeah, and I do have lock washers on there and all that good stuff. Got the sprocket mounted. Use stainless steel bolts, lock nuts and all that, so we don't have to worry about nothing rusting down the road. Alright, so I got those mounted. Let's see what else we can get knocked out. Alright, now we're going to try and tackle this, get this front end done. I went through, anytime you got anything powder coated, gotta take a little time to get all the, zoom in, get all the powder coat out of any place you don't really want it. There was some down inside the tubes here, down in the top neck where the neck bolt goes in. This particular model on the Cats, they don't have a bushing or anything, so make sure my bolt's all good and clean. Should have chromed the head of these, zoom in, should have chromed the head of these bolts, but I think I'll just go back and I will paint them or whatnot later. But anyway, so this is where I'm at, is trying to figure out where all of this front end with the cups and the springs and how all of it went, and see if we can't get this thing put on here. I got the lower tubes put on. Took me a little bit because this top plate right here had powder coated, so the chrome caps, the caps didn't want to slide over this chrome piece that's right in there behind the spring, so I had to sit here. Of course, can't take the powder coat off, so I had to sit here and polish out the inside of this so this cup would actually slide over there. So anyway, got that done. Now come up here, and the original one looked like it had a gasket or paper underneath between the top tree and the bottom of the handlebars. So I'm not sure if that was factory or not, but just keep from messing up the chrome and the powder coat. I'm going to make me a gasket. I kind of got it traced out right here, and I'm going to put one back in it and just see how it does. I'm going to make it kind of short so it really doesn't stick out around the edge and you don't see it. So we're going to go ahead and get this little gasket, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be on there. I don't know if it's supposed to be factory or not. But anyway, I'm going to get that cut out. We're going to get the bars mounted up and see what else we can get done. Alrighty, folks. We got us a roller, or a semi-roller. Motor just sitting up there. I got to come back here. I couldn't remember if I had spacers in here or not. So now I'm at the point where I got to get the motor put on. Let's get over here. Get the motor put on, get a clutch put on it, and then I come back here and I run my chain. I always like having a wheel off the table. That way I can sit here and watch how that chain tracks from my sprocket to the clutch. So I think I have a spacer somewhere. I found one in my box of stuff laying over here, and I'm not sure if that went to it or not. Which if so, it's I'm probably gonna make a better one because that one's kind of crummy. But anyway, that's where we're at. We got a roller, got the bars put on, and I did go in here and I tried to make a little gasket. Really can't see it down inside there. I just took some gasket material and I cut out a piece to go over the bolts, because the shock bolts actually come all the way through to up here, and there's a nut and it goes on the inside of this tube. And yeah, I left the bars all wrapped up, trying to keep it from getting scratched up and dusty. But anyway, and it's already dusty. Look at that. That chrome sure is shiny. You can almost see that reflection in there. Ooh. Anyway, so we got us a roller. We'll come back tomorrow, get some motor mount bolts in it, and get the chain and clutch and all that good stuff on it. Don't have the original clutch or chain guard, clutch guard, whatever you'd like to call it. I don't have it, but I did leave the tab on it just in case I track one down the road somewhere. I thought about trying to make one or putting some kind of aftermarket one on it. I might end up putting just a Go Power Sports one on it just for something in the time being. But I'd really like to track down an original one and have it re-chromed and put it on here so it looks pretty much period as correct. But, you know, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, there's a few more things I got to get done. We got the seat. I already picked up the seat, excuse me, for my seat guy. So we got that. Got some shocks to put it on the back. But anyway, so that's what we're going to call it a day. And we'll get everything back on this thing come tomorrow, hopefully. All right, got the rear wheel mounted up. Got my chain cut. What I did was I went ahead and put the clutch on and run my chain down through here and get everything lined up so I have my wheel space good. So now we're going to go ahead and get the chain put on, chain guide, and see if we can get the shocks and the seat mounted. But I was spinning you around and show you, this is the, see if I can zoom in on it, this is the factory chain guard. Wasn't off this bike. This bike actually didn't have one, but this is what a factory Cat one looks like. I actually kept this, and I have a good buddy of mine that has one of those 3D fancy printing machines, and he's like, give me that thing, let me see if I can make you those. So let me show you what I got made here. He made me these. If I can zoom in, it ain't gonna show up. Let's see, is it gonna zoom in? There it is, how about right there? Yeah, he actually put my logo on both sides of these. And actually they're a little bit wider. We made me a couple test ones, and I was running one on another bike. I have another old Cat that I rip around, And I'm running 35 gold chain, which if any of y'all have ever used a 35 gold chain, the RVL, it's a little bit wider. So he actually took and remade me some, made them a little bit more beefier from side to side compared to what this one looks like, how thin this one is. So this one was kind of thin. So he took these and kind of actually beefed them up, made them thicker, and made the ramp area a little bit more geometry to it. And they're actually slotted. So if you need one of these, got an old Cat, I'm going to leave you my buddy's info below. You can give him a shout. Say, hey, I watch Rick's channel. I have a Cat. I need one of these. And if you don't want the logo on mine, or my logo on yours, golly, nothing wants to zoom. What's the deal? There we go. Wife's going to be all kind of mad. Anyway, if you don't want the logo, just tell them, hey, I just want a plain one in gray or black. I'm not sure what other colors he has. But anyway, so today we're going to go with the black one. But like I said, if you need one of those, you got a Cat, I'm going to leave you his info down below. And check him out. Tell him I sent you. And I can't remember, he asked me what I should charge to, what he should charge to sell these things for. And I said, man, I don't know what kind of time frame you got in those. But I know he sold a couple to some buddies that were looking for them. And made them extremely good deal. And they were very happy with them. And they hold up extremely well. I've had one on my other bike, and it's got a lot of use on it, and it's hardly any it's hardly any wear at all in it. So I'm not sure what he makes them out of, what type of plastic he uses, but they are very, very durable versus the factory one that just basically wears completely through and it's all hollow on the inside. So anyway, we're gonna get this gray one, the black one put on, see if we can get some fancy shocks put on this. Where are they at? We got those over here. We got a set of the Go Power Sport shocks. These are like a 12-inch from eyelet to eyelet. I like putting these on all the old school bikes that I do, and they are a very cool shock, very reasonable price. They hold up extremely well, and they are adjustable right here, so you can actually adjust your spring on your preload. So got a set of shocks. I got the bolts laying around here, so we're gonna try and get that done and get the rear fender on it. Not sure if I'm gonna put the rear fender on just yet, because gotta show y'all some decals that I got for it. So we're at least gonna get the seat and the shock on. We might put this rear fender on last. So I'm gonna start rambling and see what we can get put on it. All right, before I put this rear fender on, I still got it wrapped in plastic. I gotta line up exactly where it goes, because we have chrome brackets to actually hold it in place. So I wanted to get the shocks on and the rear tire on and get this up in there and figure out where it's gonna go. But before I do that, I gotta fight with the exhaust being close to it and the shocks and everything. I'm going to put the stickers on it. And the same guy that always fixes me up with stickers, I'll leave you all of his description below. He also sells some on eBay, so you can go out there and check him out. But it's ATC70decals.com. But like I said, I'll leave you all of his info below. But I sent him pictures of what they look like, and we went back and forth with some emails. He wanted to know exactly the millimeters of each stripe, as far as the black, the orange, and how the color red. Want to make sure I like the color red. So the guy makes awesome decals. So he's got all the measurements for the fenders, maybe 2 of them, and he actually tells me to make them a little bit longer so you have a little overlap and whatnot. So very cool decals. And like I said, if you place an order with him, he also will fix you up with these. So tell him Rick sent you if you need vintage decals. He's made some from Hornets. Let's see what else. He's done the Cat Duster chopper. Made all the decals for it. So very, very nice. They're real thick. These are transparent, so the actual the factory was transparent, so the gold color will actually, come through here. He's made some for a trike that I got, so very cool. So check him out if you need any type of vintage decals. Like I said, I think he does sell some on eBay as well. And if you place an order with him, tell him you want some of those warning stickers. This mini bike just might put you in the hospital. yeah, it has put me in the hospital. But hey, mini biking ain't easy. So I just want to show you these because I got to get these cut out. I got to get the front one on. This one goes on the front forks, one for each fender. So I'm going to try and get my hands clean, get these laid out, go ahead and get the back one on and see if we can't get the back fender on. All right, we're back out here working on the Cat. Gonna try and get as much done as we can. Now it's down to all the little piddly stuff. I'm going with the vintage style. Got these at Go Power Sports. This is the vintage style, like replicas of like the old throttle grips. So if you're doing a vintage bike, this is where this holds your bracket for your cable and whatnot. So you got the dummy grip, and then you get your throttle assembly. So I got that. There's the part number there. I'll leave you a description with all these part numbers. So if you're doing an old bike and you want some the chrome vintage look, and then I'll leave you a description for the cable. I got to take this cable. Of course, I got to cut the little bulb off the end of it. But this cable here will fit. I think it's like 50 something inches, 60 inches long. So got that to put on. Got to get that rear fender put on. I did put some real thin. I found some real thin foam and glued a couple pieces or something, so letting that finish gluing. That way we don't scratch the chrome or the powder coat, nothing squeaks. So I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit, try and get that fender on. And this model had a kill switch plate, which I still got it wrapped in plastic if you're wondering why. That goes right up top right here on the Cat. Some had a real big rectangle plate. This one had the little small one. And underneath the plastic says on and off, so I gotta put that on, and I got a switch here, so I gotta get that mounted, and then I gotta find the backing plate for that, which is laying here somewhere for the kill switch. I got some grips from Go Power Sports. These are always a little bit long for the vintage bikes, but you know, real easy. Just find you some notches right here, and what I do is I take a razor blade and just cut them down to the length you want them. But these are usually like on the Rascals, the little Rascals. That's what those are. And got a brake lever and the cable. We got that put on. Let's see. Oh, before we do anything else, I don't know if I showed y'all or not, but I did go ahead and get the shocks and everything mounted up. I need to try and squeeze the fender in there, but I wanted the shocks and everything on it first. But before we get too carried away, I'm going to go ahead and put the seat on it. So we got the seat. My buddy Simon that does all my seats. I'll leave you his info. So, but man, I gave him the original seat with the same design that came off the bike. I got it later. So basically, when I got the bike, it wasn't on it, but I got it later. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. I robbed this off another Cat so he'd have the exact same pattern to go by as far as the contour and whatnot. And I said, don't do nothing too crazy. Just make it, you know, nice and elegant looking for original style bike, you know. You know, a lot of them are like a tuck and roll or kind of a pleat, but he did the diamond look, which I just tell him to go crazy, and I'm always surprised with his work. It's excellent. So I take the seat pan, I make the seat pan, and I already put my inserts in it. Though I think they're called like a T-nut or a star nut, whatever you call them. You hammer them in from the backside. That way you just bolt your seat up, and you can unbolt it if you wanted to. Use 1/4 bolts. So fix put that on. Of course, I'm going to use some stainless steel hardware for that. Then I was going to do my throttle and realized that I was missing a few pieces where my throttle actually comes down here. So I went back and found the clamp that holds the throttle cable. And not that you can really tell, but there's supposed to be a mechanism that hooks to the cable right here. So I dug through my stuff. Luckily, I found some a while back a gentleman had. Genuine Tecumseh part. Let's see. Is a part number on here? Yeah, 33857. Yeah. So this is what you get in the kit. Probably I might have to show y'all how to put this on, but this little plate bolts on with the provided screw that comes in the kit, and you get this spring. And but anyway, whenever I get ready to put this on, this makes it very, very handy when you're trying to hook up the throttle cable, which you can't see it because everything's painted black. But your cable will come down, hook into the little lever right here, and pulls up, and it bolts down here, so you'll have a spring that'll run from your throttle cable down. So that's actually your return. You're not necessarily using the governor spring that's on here. You're actually having a return spring down inside there. But when I get all that on, I'll show you how that goes. So if you got an old flat head and you're wondering how to hook up the throttle, if you can track you down one of these, if it'll zoom in, there we go. If it zooms in, you can, these are pretty hard to come by. I found a gentleman that actually had like 3 or 4, so I bought every one of them. Because usually these are gone on motors. But like I said, when we get to that point, I'll show you how that hooks up, and it'll make it a lot easier when you're doing your throttle cable. So what we're going to do now is get the seat on and try and button up some of the very small, delicate things, throttle cable, brake, and whatnot. So I'm going to turn the camera off and get the seat mounted, and we'll take a look at it after we get that done. All right, I got the throttle cable hooked up, and kind of show you with how this goes together. The cable actually will come right down through here, and this is the barrel nut that actually will lock it, locks the cable in place. Then you hook the little tab down here at the very bottom. This goes through, and you got the little screw right back here at the back that holds this in place. And it's got notches to keep it from going side to side. And then the bottom of the spring has a little tang on it that goes through a hole in here. Then you just bring it up and you hook it onto the bottom tab right there underneath the barrel nut, and that keeps your throttle, that's your throttle spring. So that's all the factory setup after it's installed. Let me see if I can get around here and move the throttle, if it'll zoom. So that's your return spring. Got your cable run through there, so you get a nice, good, snappy return back. So that's how that setup looks like after you get it all installed. So got that done. Come over here to my kill switch. The factory kill switch didn't work, and I couldn't get it to jive, and you can't take these apart. They're not serviceable. So I found another one that looked kind of period correct. See if I can get this in the camera here. Got a little ball on the end of it, and this is the bottom bracket that holds it in. And I got it all soldered up with a ground loop and one that goes to the kill on the motor. So we need to get that hooked up, get the brake cable on it, and we ought to be back in business. We ought to get this thing rolling out of here today, I hope. All right, well, we got it off the stand, got it all fixed up. So now we're got fuel in it, got oil in it, got some non-ethanol fuel. Still got to give it a good wipe down before we take it out in the sun, but we're going to crank it up here in the shop. I got it up on a lift or a block. That way I make sure everything jives good with it and not decide to take off. But I think the throttle and everything's pretty much set, so we're going to reach up here, turn it on, and see how she sounds. We're going to try it off choke. I mean, it's 500 degrees outside. Huge bang! ladies and gentlemen, here's the finished product. Ride was pretty cool. Always a little sketchy. I don't suggest anybody riding around the neighborhood on a mini bike with the GoPro stick. It's kind of on the sketchy side. But anyway, dig the bike. I think the bike turned out extremely great. Got to thank the wife. She picked out an awesome color. This is called a Spanish Gold. It's powder coat. And I know y'all probably looking at this and why did he put zip ties on it? That was not the intention. I have some nice chrome clamps, but I ordered 7/8, and actually the tubing on these is bigger than 7/8, and I didn't like the way they fit. So I am going to track down the right size, get rid of the zip ties because I don't like them. It just don't fit. Got to thank my buddy Jeremy from Strictly Custom Mini Bikes. He fixed me up with this awesome power plant that he had off of something. He knew I could make it happen, and greatly appreciate it, brother. It turned out great. All I did was throw a good coat of paint on it and a few gaskets. Turned out extremely well. I dig it. The guys did a good job on the chrome up there in the Fort Worth area. My seat guy, he killed it. We were trying a different foam this time, more of a high density. Oh, that's hot. But the seat padding put in it is extremely great. So if you go on a long ride out, I ain't got to worry about, you know, getting a sore tail end. But anyway, and I got to thank a special thanks to my race buddy, old Tommy Sr. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have this cat. He gave it to me on my birthday. That's one cool cat. So, Tommy, I know you're probably watching this video because you normally do. But anyway, thanks, brother, for the deal. You knew what I would turn out to, so hope you like it. Maybe I'll let you ride it one day, or at least let you look at it. And also a special thanks to Go Power Sports. Let me flip you around right quick. I'm gonna get in the shade because it's like 500 degrees and I'm wearing a black shirt. Are we back? Oh, golly. Let me wipe got sweat running in my eyes, folks, and it's burning. Oh, let me get my glasses back on. Sorry about that. Anyway, like I was saying, got a special thanks to Go Power Sports for fixing me up with these parts. You know, use their shocks. They're cool vintage looking tires. Well, I like those tires really a lot. And cables, brake lines, stuff like that. So anytime you're doing an old school bike, or if you got a new bike, you want to go fast, they got what you need, and they're coming out with tons of new stuff. So go on their website, check them out. They got cool merch from anything from hats, gloves, shirts, to new hot rod fast race parts. So depending on what you're wanting or what your needs are, if you're just getting into mini bikes, you got a 98cc motor and that ain't quite enough and you want to pep it up, they got different stage of Tilly motors, different parts for you for whatever you're looking for, they got. So make sure and hook them up. If you place an order, scroll down to the very bottom, you'll see my name. Click on that so they know I sent you. And like I said, I'll leave you a link in the description for the parts I use. So if you're looking for these shocks or you want these tires, look down in the description below and you click on it, it'll take you right to that link, right to their website. So if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, first time watching, if you'd like to subscribe, it'd be greatly appreciated. Now that I got this done, I do have another cat buddy Marcus fixed me up with, so we're going to start tearing that apart. I got a bronc that I need to get up and going. Y'all probably seen a video on that. I got plans for the 180 for that. Then I got a bunch of stuff that I've been doing to the rat rod project. So that's my main focus now, is to get on the rat rod project, and I want to get that thing rolling and see how it jives. So thank y'all very much for taking the time to watch. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. We'll see y'all soon. Y'all take care.